Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Never Give Up Podcast. It's George, Rummy, and Roque, always your co-hosts. We have a good conversation today, guys. It's about what's going on in the world. A lot about building legacy. Just gonna have a general conversation and really let it flow. Like always, we shoot from the hip sometimes. All right, guys, how you guys been?
Good. Just a lot of critical thinking, a lot of accountability that's out there.
Yep.
Holding yourself accountable, trying to get up every single day, saying that some days you don't want to get up, you don't want to work out. What are you really building, right? I mean, that's really the challenge I think most of the people have. And is this going to be another comeback for me this year with my health, with everything else I'm putting into perception right now, and really not relying on anyone else right now except for myself? Yes, accountability is great, but I think a lot of it has to do with you, and you got to dig deep. You got to go internal to kind of bring that fire inside of you. And if you don't have it, go get it. Just go get it, right? Go get it from somewhere. So what about you guys?
I mean, the same thing. I mean, we're all on this fitness journey, trying to get ourselves in shape. We're all kind of heavy set. I look good on the top, but in reality,
you heavy set, bro. I'm not heavy set.
Come on. Don't need the bus like that. All right. And so
you said we.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, I don't know why you're putting all of us in that boat.
Yeah, just trying to get back, bro. I'm 252, full transparency. I used to be 205, 195. I'm not even old. I'm 25. It used to be that way like 4 to 5 years ago. And so my goal is to get back to it. I mean, these guys already know, and it's for you to podcast and know I'm doing a Spartan race in a way to hold myself accountable. Because if I don't lose weight, I'm going to suffer. I'm going to suffer in that shit. The struggle I'm facing pretty much is, you guys already know the food. Food is a very big part of it. And it's just kind of waking up and actually doing the workouts. Because, at times you don't want to wake up and do it. You really you don't, but you have to. Because you got to beat that, as David Goggins says, I'm going to curse a little bit, beat that inner bitch in you a little bit down. Because you have to in order to get to where you need to be, right? You have to be disciplined, basically.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
No, same here, man. Dealing with the whole weight problem. Little story, I told you guys the other day, I was sitting with no shirt on in the dining table and the mirror was next to me. I just saw my belly hang out. I'm like, wow, can't believe I got this big, man. And, especially because back in high school, college day, I was actually,
Yeah, you have.
Star soccer player, star baseball player. And now I'm just sitting here, 260 something pounds. It's like, definitely gotta get in there and put some work in. And it's hard. It's hard to like do it repeatedly every day. You could do 2 days, 3 days back to back, and then you take a break and you go back to circle one. And that's why, Rummy is a inspiration right now. He's going at it at 75 hard. And what day number are you on, Rummy? Go ahead. Let's go a little bit about that.
I think I'm like 16, 17. And I think that it's just not even about that. It's just that everybody struggle, right? Because I failed at it so many times. I'm trying to check the date that I had, 17th day. And, there are some days like I had yesterday was just I don't believe in shitty days or bad days. It's just a day that I had to face, right? But go on, man. I don't want to cut you off because I think it's important for people to hear that this is a normal phase, right? This is a normal phase that when you're trying to build something, what the struggle that we all have, as normal people, a normal human being. And I think that's out there, too many podcasts. I did this, I did that. Well, what's the real struggle that you're going through? And that's where the never give up mentality comes in.
Yeah, 100%. And something that we have that I don't think on the podcast have, that you guys actually going through the journey with some of us. Like we actually going through the moment of I want to give up, at this moment I want to quit, and we still back at it, still back on another episode, still back putting the next deal together, still back putting the work in and day out.
So let's just kind of dig into that today, and we will keep it short. But Never Give Up podcast has been developing as we move forward. We talk about legacy, we talk about the day-to-day struggle, and really is bounded to the never give up mentality, right? What is it that you have to have mentally to get to a stage like say, fuck this shit. Like I'm gonna fucking do it regardless of whatever happens, right? Yeah, I'm gonna fall. There's gonna be some points that you're sitting back and you're like, shit, like I just don't want to do it today. I just, I don't want to make calls today. Like sometimes I get in front of the computer, like, what the hell am I doing? Right? There's so many places that are out in the air, like which way should I go? So how do you guys kind of focus back and get that power of, or get that inner being saying, hey, shit, I got to get the hell up. I got to do something. I got to get moving because I can't be in bed. I can't be in bed the whole time, or I can't, like, till there's a rainy day. You guys have snowy day over there. So like, what the hell?
To me, it's the end goal, right? Where do you want to be? I'm very goal driven. I'm very vision heavy. And so sometimes I forget it. I feel like the world kind of beats it out of you, or like people kind of doubt you and you kind of get in your own head. And once I realize, what is it? I can't. Yeah, it sucks. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to make calls sometimes. 100 calls is just, I'm going to butcher the word.
Momentum?
Yeah, no, oh, not momentum is monotone, something like that. I'm trying to basically it's just like it's the same thing every single time. It's not gonna be like a interesting
Boring.
thing to do. Yeah, boring. It's boring, but it's what you have to do because there's no other way I'm gonna get business, right? There's no other way. And for working out, right? If I don't wake up on time, like 5, 6 o'clock, even though I don't want to, and work out, I'm gonna be fat. It is what it is. If I don't eat healthy, I'm gonna gain weight. And I figure out like, what is my why? Like remember we talked about and Rocky talked like what is my why? And is it strong enough to motivate me? Or not motivate, but keep me disciplined and going. And every single day I'm really thinking down deep into it and I feel closer to that emotional part of it. I feel like I'm getting there. And basically it's when I want to be, where I want to go, I cannot lay down in my bed.
Well,
I
let's.
cannot not make
I mean, listen. Everybody has goals, right?
Yeah.
And this is one thing that frustrates me.
Yeah.
Right. And it does, and it pisses the fuck out of me. And I'm gonna put it out there.
Yep.
Everybody has goals. Everybody says they want to do something. Where's your vision board, George?
True.
Where is it?
It's not on the walls right now.
Rocky, where's your vision board?
Right next to my nightstand. Right,
Good.
the first thing I wake up is right there. When I go to sleep, is right there.
Mine is right there. Right, it's right there. I come there, I sit there, and one visualization of what you want to be, right? I mean, even David Goggins, you see him. I mean, he's one of the inspirational person that I have. Like visualization of how you want to be. The second is we all have these freaking goals. Everyone does. And then when people have these goals, is that they'll go 2 weeks in, 1 week, and I have done it. I'm guilty of that. But then we go back to the same normal thing. What is it that we're not willing to do? I think I understand, right? From 45 years of living right now, I think I got it. Is it the right or wrong answer? I don't know, right? But what is it, what you guys think, what you guys are going through? And I'll answer my question after that too as well. What is it that's complacency of, hey, I got these goals. I got to go make it. New Year's was here. Everybody got this habituary goals. When I check up on them, oh, I'm not making these calls. Oh, I'm not showing up. I'm not doing this. I'm not working out. Today I went out. Me and my wife usually go around this time before I pick up my son. I want to get out of the way. My second workout. She's like, oh, it's raining. I don't want to go. I'm like, all right, cool. Bye. I'm not asking you. My mentality is starting to change. So what do you guys go through? What is it that you think that you're lacking or people are lacking that they got to get into the mindset that, yo, I'm not giving up. I don't care. I don't care.
That's a
That's a good question.
That's
Personally, I think maybe it's, let's say for example, take you and your wife on how you is raining is running and you will still go forward.
Yeah.
I think that's a struggle. It's excuse. It's like finding like, it was a little too difficult. Why not stay in? That's what I immediately go to is that not obsession, that fuck it mentality kind of thing. Just do it, right? At least person. That's what comes to my head initially. But it's a really good question that needs some thought. What you, Rocky?
Just hard, man, because I haven't been able to rewire that for myself. I haven't been able to, for example, I know if I put in 5% more of work, it could get me to the next stage. But if I'm already comfortable in the stage A and I'm already better than everybody in stage A, I'm okay staying in stage A because I could feel like I could brag because I'm better than people in stage A, even though stage B, I might be in the 1 percentile. And everybody there, I'm low. So it's hard for me to step up and let me go to the next stage. It's easier for me to just stay in the stage I'm in. And I'm assuming a lot of people deal with this issue. It's easy for them to stay where they're at instead of trying to get to the next level, trying to push themselves to the next stage. And, I don't even have the words for it, guys, to be honest.
I think a lot of it has to do with fear and a lot of it has to do with hard work. And the complacency comes in what? We don't want to do it. And I think Rocky just said it.
Yep.
Right? People will speak out of what? Ego, pride. When you're having a conversation, think about when another person is saying ego, pride, desire, anger. We all know this stuff, attachment, right? We all talk about it in different religions and all this stuff. I don't want to be religious here, but I've been analyzing this. Everybody in the external and you, me, myself, meaning me, is either speaking in those languages or there's somebody speaking you into those languages. And beyond that, Rocky, that's where that 1%ers come. When they start realizing that all the shit doesn't matter, it's just a newer version. And remember, our cells die and it gets reborn. We're nothing more than energy that's out there. So what is it that we're really doing? Is either gaining energy or losing energy, right? We talked about that. I don't think there's a bad day or a good day. Is there really a bad day or a good day? I don't think so. It's all mentality wise, right? How you look at it. Yesterday, yeah, I would say I had some, me to growing up. I had to have a little bit more of me to pushing. How do I handle this? How do I combat this? How do I do this? I think it's just a energy I could say is negative. It wasn't. I think it was a positive energy for me to become more, have more energy inside of me so I could spread that out. So what does that really entail? For example, We talk about we're in real estate, why aren't we making the calls when you said that you're going to make $500,000 or 150? Why aren't we saying, hey, we're going to have 50 families, but how are you going to do it? I don't know. I'll put the goal up there. When we say, okay, you know what? I'll use my example. I'm going to have 8 LLC, 5 LLC, do 365 videos, never give up podcasts, hold myself accountable, build a pool already because my neighbor is doing it. I'm just reading what's out there. Ego doesn't hurt you. Get healthy. Go back to India. Have $1 million in GCI this year or above. What is it that's gonna? Which the goals are nice. I could look at it every single day. But what is it that's not gonna? What is it that's stopping me? I'm not putting myself into that position of saying I'm either gonna go right, which is gonna be I'm not gonna do it today. I'm gonna get up regardless of whatever happens. The day is coming. I gotta make those calls. And the mindset is in when you say to your mind, it is gonna be, hey, listen, I don't need to do it, or I'm going to do it regardless. And then all of a sudden you're building that muscle. When you make the 100 calls, the 50 calls, or door knockers, or people that because I get rejected every single day. But I'm like, yo, I'm gonna keep going. Because guess what? What's better? Look at those goals and trying not to achieve it, or saying, hey, I had those goals. Maybe I achieved 1 or 2, but God damn it, I went hard, right? I went hard. Like I got to get up every single day. I'm going to, there's some days I want to eat dessert. I want to eat a nice bowl of ice cream. I got to go pick up those, healthy stuff, right? I haven't eaten since morning. Okay, I want to go feed food, right? But again, it's the calluses that you build. That's my personal opinion, right? And I've been studying my life for 45 years, and I'm looking at it now. I'm like, yo, if I keep doing just being a little bit in more pain, having a little bit more, facing my fears, right? Whatever the fears that might be, because it's all of us, right? I don't want to make a call. I don't want to door knock. I don't want to ask them for business. I don't want to do this or whatever. Facing my fears, I could go to the next step level, which is, 1% or whatever percentage that you guys want to talk about. But for me, it's like I'm just a better person, a new, amazing individual that I am and the life that I have in front of me. If I could just live in that presence, damn, nothing's going to stop, right? But then again, how do you create the mindset?
I mean, that's hard because, even I look at my goals, I look at my vision board, and I'm like, because it's right there. And I'm like there's days that I look at it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get up this bed, I'm going to put in this work. And then this day I look at it and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not going to go to Hawaii this year. Maybe, instead of 48 family, I'm only going to help 10 family, and it's like a battle with yourself, and it's hard to defeat yourself when what was that? I forgot the exact book, but it was telling us that usually, you created your mindset is set by the age of 7. So anything else you do after that, you're already been programmed from the age of 7 up to 7 that it's okay to not complete some stuff, depending on the way they race and depending on how they program your mind. So it's hard for me. I battle with that almost every day. Even sometimes picking up the phone, I'm like, I'm tired of getting rejected. Maybe tomorrow.
I feel that same thing. It's
so how do you become into the mentality, pushing through, not giving up? I mean, that's what the freaking podcast is about, right?
Yeah.
So somebody's listening out there, they're probably gonna be like, yeah, I got you. I understand. I get it. I'm in the excuse. But screw that, man. I mean, listen, you only got freaking one life to live, and and I was watching this documentary, billions and trillions and trillions and trillions of freaking galaxies and Earth, and you're just in revolving around the Earth, and then all of a sudden everything that's happening around you is so important, and then you take that, like you said, hey, I'm 70 years old. Some scientist fucking came up and said at 70 years old that, okay, this is what's embedded in your fucking head, and then you took that and you ran with it because that's the fucking excuse. Right? Or for me, like I had an alcohol problem. Oh, my dad drank every fucking day. Oh yeah, I'm alcoholic. Fuck that shit. Right? What is it that we're gonna say back? Right?
I mean,
it's like, oh, we have
reprogram yourself. You got to reprogram yourself.
Right? And all of a sudden we have this excuses because we want to leverage that. This scientist said this because I studied. No, you fucking did it. You can't understand fucking human life. Are you fucking serious?
A couple of hypotheses and experiments.
Right? And all of a sudden I become this lab rat because they said something that was true. But guess what? They're changing the fucking science and everything else every fucking day. Yep. When I see people just sitting down, oh, I'm sick. Well, get the fuck up. Like, move around. Like, do something. Right?
Live.
Like, oh, I can't get a deal. Well, ain't no deal gonna come to your plate. Or for me, it's like, when people say, hey, hey, Rummy, you did this. Well, I fucking worked every single day. Yes, I had my challenges. but I'm not back at the position that I just want to be this individual. Recently that I had a conversation with my son, and he's going through the discipline problem about working out and eating. And all of a sudden in my head, I'm like, the days that Rocky that I think about that, hey, if I don't get into shape, or if I keep doing the same thing I'm doing, guess what? I'm teaching my son nothing better. And I don't want to use him as leverage. He's not my leverage. But sometimes we have to lean on those small little things. Sometimes we have to say that to get us to the next day. Hey, I don't want to eat this. Because if I keep doing this, because somebody's depending on me, then guess what? I'm not a good role model. Maybe you need that.
And that's what I've been trying. For example, I went ahead and I put a picture of my son next to the mirror. And I just looked at him and say, hey, I'm sorry that you're not going to be able to go to the water park you want to go this year. Because daddy's being a little B while picking up the phone and just making some phone calls. Daddy's being a little B because he want to sleep in 2 extra hours. Mean? Huh?
What does B mean? Say it to yourself.
Hey, little bitch. Little bitch. That is a little bitch that want to pick up the phone and make those calls. And daddy want to be little.
How does that feel right now? How does that feel saying that to yourself?
Nah, if it actually helps me, like, nah, I'm not. I know I'm not. You know. I know I'm about, making dreams and stuff come reality for my family. It's always been like that, even being a big brother sometimes is being the third parent, and I always been there for my siblings. So I'm like, why now? All of a sudden I'm going to start feeling my son. And that been helping me pick up the phone. And even though somebody's like, yo, stop calling me, I'm like, okay, I'll call you tomorrow. Or I'm 45 no's away from a yes. And it just keep pushing it. But it's hard. It's a battle every day, and you just got to keep going at it. Just point blank. And sometimes it's just that. Look yourself in the mirror, look at somebody you love, and tell them, like, hey, I won't be able to be there for you because I'm not there. Like, for example, I went to a physical a couple of months ago, and my doctor's like, hey, you're a little overweight, you should work out. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't find time. And he was like, oh, you have any kids? I'm like, yeah, I have a son and a daughter. He was like, how you feel, because you don't want to work out, you can't walk your daughter down the aisle. And that stick there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm too busy arguing about my problems, but I'm not seeing the problems that I'm gonna cause other people just because I don't want to do what I have to do.
Because if you perfect yourself to who you are, everybody's around you gonna start doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not here to change everyone. And that's what I'm realizing right now. I'm not here to change you guys. When Rocky asked me a simple question, what's that number? Google it. I could have given him the number, right? And he's like, wow, you fucking really brought this up. Yes, I did, right? Because somebody did that to me. They're like, Google it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Right? The time it took me to ask a fucking question, I could have been a little bit more of saying proactive, Googling it and getting the answer that I want. Guess what happened? We're lazy. The mindset, we're not working really hard. We're not farmers anymore, right? I speak to my dad. He's back in India. We're not farmers anymore. Like, this guy gets up like 5 o'clock in the morning. He has that mentality, goes to sleep for 1 or 2 hours, then get back up. Then at night, you got to water the plants. Like in the farm, like in India, you got to stay up the whole night just to water the rice, right? At nighttime, it cools down, whatever have you. And I'm like, yo, these guys are grinding. And even them, they're getting lazy because they got technology. Because of technology, what we do, I sit in this shit all day. I sit in this chair. I mean, even though I love this chair, but I sit in this chair.
I mean, I'm the same. You don't love it.
Right? But then again, we're just lazy and comfortable, right? Like, I have a challenge with my son, like 100 push-ups a day. Now we got the pull-up bar, like, yo, 50 push-ups, 50 pull-up bars. Let's go. And he works out. Let's go a little bit extra. And that a little extra is where the complacency comes in. I'm comfortable in my bed. I'm not comfortable. Like, I got to get up. Like, that voice that says inside of you, that taps inside of you and say, hey, you like the old you? Great. Then stay here. If you don't, then get the hell up. Go through the problems. Go through the agony. Go through becoming hard, right? Go through becoming an individual that said, you know what? Screw it. Whatever happens, I'm going to keep pushing. I'm not going to give up. Listen, it's like survival mode, right? And it is this year, 2023, I think, in the real estate industry, economy, and everything that's going out. It's survival mode right now. Like, what are you doing going extra to get it? Right? What are you doing? What's your dollar productive things? So everything is going to change around you, Rocky, right? When you start saying, hey, it ain't going to happen overnight, but how do we push forward? Hey, I'm just going to get up and do one thing. I'm just going to do one thing that's going to, every single day, regardless of whatever I do, I'm going to do that one thing. Then you add on. All right, let me go for a walk. Then you add on. Let me make 100 calls. Then you add on. Let me make another 150 calls. You know what? Let's do this. Let me go on a little cleanse, right? Or let me do this a little bit. Let me push myself. from 2 miles to 4 miles, 4 miles to 5 miles. So again, I think that when somebody's listening and thinking about it, when you guys are going through some struggles as we are, we're talking really freely right now.
Yeah.
We really didn't even have a fucking topic today.
Yeah, no.
But let's lean back of your goals, lean back on what you're visualizing, but have people that's going to hold you accountable, and most importantly, hold yourself accountable. And it's okay. And I would say with a rare thing, okay, like, hey, the day that you miss something, go tomorrow and do double that amount. Go the third day, do fourth that amount. Right? Fifth day. And I hate saying that, everybody has a fuck that bad day shit, fuck that good day shit. I think every day, and that's a boring part. That's the struggle that everybody is not realizing. But you know what? Everybody fucking does it. Every job person that goes in every single day, they go from 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, right? They all fucking do it. I'm pretty sure it's fucking boring. Weekend coming along, still boring, right? They get a little excited. I used to do that. Let's do something. Let's get something exciting. But you know what? You gotta love the suck, which is called love the fucking boring shit. Love the fucking boring day. This sucks doing this every fucking day. But if you start saying, you know what? I just got to get used to it. This is the normal me. This is the normal me. That's my 2 cents, guys.
Ah, that's really good.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Even if you hear some of the greatest sports players, they love practicing to get to the next level.
You have to. Yeah.
You see the Atomic Habits too as well? How did you create habits? 66 days, right? I mean, that was just there because my son was messing around. He keep messing around my freaking things, and I'm like, I don't care. Let him reposition it. But what they talk about is something simple: 66 days to create a habit. The first 66 days that you got to go through it, and that's why I kind of ask you guys for the challenge too. 66 days, put in the work, and tell me you're not going to get a result. I have a guaranteed out there for agents. I have a guaranteed. If you don't make $75,000 minimum this year, then I'll pay you the difference. But I said, you got to follow the fuck. I got to tell you. But guess what? Ain't nobody going to do it.
Yeah. That's the thing. Now that you mentioned the agent, it's hard for agents to come and do it. Because, if they work a W-2, they go and do, you want me to work 10 extra hours a day? Yeah, I do it. But then if they're self-employed, their own business person, they just can't. They're like, I'll make it up tomorrow. And I'll do that tomorrow. And they just keep pushing the can down the road. And then in the year, they're going to come and look at Rummy. But where's my $75,000? Like,
I had that happen to me. I had that. And I had him sign the contract. I said, you got to make 200 calls a day. And he's like, how? Walk in 7, 2 hours or 3 hours, right? Or at that time at Red X, walk in 7, do it. No, I didn't do it. Dude gave up literally 22 days later.
22.
I said, I'm going to give you 20. I'm going to give you 75. It's a guaranteed 75. I put my whole business on the line for that, right?
Wow.
But again, people are not, because I know. Guess what? You think he's going to make 75 or surpass me, right? George, I don't know what you're just listening today. What's going on, bro?
No, I'm listening. I'm still thinking about the questions. I'm thinking about things I face. I'm pretty comfortable right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm realizing I'm too comfortable in a place ware I got to put myself in more uncomfortable situations and grow.
How about you start paying some rent to your parents, man?
I'll do it. You know what? Oh shit. take a little something of that. We'd love to hear that.
Tell your dad to go just put it aside for you, right? I mean, there's many things that you could do that you could grow. So one of the things that I had a conversation with someone, and I had many conversations like this before, and we're talking about, with agents and employees. And I said, what an employee does what he's supposed to be doing is that they get paid.
Yep.
And guess what the CEO has on top of their head, or the manager? You ain't going to get paid, bro. You don't do this, you ain't going to get paid, right? Grant Cardone, I know everybody has a different feeling for him. I got my own different ones, but I respect them. That dude, I took all his classes. He's like, if you're making less than $400,000 a year, you're fucking poor.
Wow.
And that's true.
Yeah.
And that's true. All we're doing is what? Saving for that little rainy days.
The end.
Yeah. And that's it. So when you are as you go through your journey right now, whatever you guys are going through, is that when you start thinking about anything that you put in front of you, I got to go through the hard work. I got to be, you'll create that discipline, but I got to go through the grind every single day, the crazy, boring crap stuff. And once I go through that, guess what? You're going to start loving what you do. You're going to start appreciating what you do. And all of a sudden, it becomes fun again. That's my 2 cents, guys.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So, let's not drag it out, guys. See you next week.
See you guys next week.
From love. George be paying rent by next week.
I was doing it. Shit, I'm just going to ask.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Peace out.